Hey there, strangers. It's time for a 2 p.m. PST Twitch stream. I'm your host, Stranger Jim, and today we are going to be getting back into, well, we're studying Pega, so, um, okay, apparently we're having some issues with trying to find the site right at this moment in time. Come on now. There we go. Okay, so today we finished off the low-code app builder for the most part. Okay. We've done all the modules, we've done all the challenges so far. Um, you know, I will admit that, there was at least one module that I was struggling with, the data model. So, um, so I'm afraid that the mission test, I might have some difficulties with. So we'll have to see about that. But for the time being, we're going to be doing the mission exercise. Now, this is set for 2 hours. So this is going to be a long extended, study session for Pega. Okay. So for those of you that are wondering, well, are you going to be doing anything concerning, your typical video uploads or anything along those lines? And most likely, no, I won't be able to. Um, I'm going to be going straight from these videos here to Warframe directly. Okay, because if it does take 2 hours or more, then most likely that will be going into my normal time for Warframe. So just want to kind of let people know about that. Um, Next thing I want to talk about is the fact that for those of you that don't know, or you're or okay, so actually, I should say, for anybody that has watched any of my previous videos on YouTube, or you've watched me multiple times on Twitch, then you kind of know what I'm about ready to go over. So you can probably skip ahead a little bit, but this is about who I am in terms of why I'm doing this. Okay, so first thing is that I am a software developer, and I'm working on trying to get my certification for system architect and maybe even the business architect, seeing that they're closely related. Okay, the business architect has only like two modules that are different from the system architect. So system architect has a lot more modules and challenges, but business architect only has like two that are distinctly different. So we're I may cover those once we are done with the two missions, and then I'll cover the two modules for Business Architect. For those of you that actually want to just take the Business Architect certification, then you can just kind of follow up to that point, and you're pretty much done. Okay. Um. So, um, but I'm trying to work on those certifications. Um, Second point that I need to mention. Okay, this is not endorsed by Pega at all. Okay, so bear that in mind. Okay, this is for my own benefit here. They don't know about it, and they never, I never like asked them, hey, I'm going to do a streaming series. Would you like to promote me? No, I never did that. Probably could have, but then again, they probably would have been like, who are you again? um, so um, I don't have the viewer audience, so you know, uh, but you never know. I mean, maybe they might catch on to it later and go, oh hey, let's go ahead and you know give this guy show this guy some support. But that's Um, that's up to them. Okay. Um, you know, like I said, I'm kind of doing this for my own initial benefit anyway. Okay, so I'm doing this so you know, for one thing, I study the material and I try to relearn everything that you know was supposedly taught to me the first time. Okay, hold on a second. Be right back. I want to blow my nose. Okay, sorry about that. For some reason, my music was really loud in my ear for some reason, and I'm like, hey, wait, hold on. I have this down to 1%. I should barely be hearing it. Whatever. Okay. So, I'm not endorsed by Pega. Second thing, third thing that I want to mention is the fact that um, I'm not a authorized trainer. Okay. Otherwise, I most likely would have a lot of certifications by now. So, just bear that in mind. Okay. Um, you know, trainer would most likely have already been, gotten certifications and they've been studying Pega for years, okay, or at least I would expect them to be, but you know that's not me, obviously. Um, Now, I also want to state that this should not take the place of instructor-led training, okay, because I'm you know if you're welcome to try to ask me questions in like the chat or in the YouTube comment section. Okay, you're welcome to. Um, I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer you. That's my concern. Okay, I'll definitely give it a try. Especially for anybody that's you know that needs help. I'll definitely try to help them out with the um, you know um, with trying to figure out Pega and the like. Was helping out a person the other day, with a Pega challenge, for example. But um, I might not always have the correct answer. Okay, so um, I'm definitely gonna, unless if I do know the exact answer, then I'll definitely give it to you. But if I don't, then I'm gonna try to maybe leave it. I'll basically let you know I don't know, and hope that someone from maybe Pega or more experience will come in and answer your question. Okay, that's what I hope. Okay, um, most that I might be able to say is like check out this particular module, for hopefully answering your question. I'm not sure. Okay. Um, Another thing is that it might be in a mission that is um, more advanced than just the system architect. Okay, bear in mind. Okay, um, there are different missions out there. Okay, different certifications. So, um, so while I might be trying to go for the Pega system architect certification here, there's also the, senior system architect mission. Okay. Um, and the Pega lead system architect. So, this gets into, more modules, more challenges, more in depth in, what Pega is all about. More focused on the Dev Studio. Okay, so for those of you that are, in the business analyst, I mean, you're always welcome to try to expand upon your certifications. If you're a business analyst and you want to get to the system architect, then go right ahead and do so. If you want the senior system architect after that, then study these, that kind of thing. But um, but this is not meant to be instructor-led training. Okay, I'm not an instructor. Just bear that in mind. Okay, I do recommend that you do get instructor-led training if you can. Okay, because hopefully they would be able to answer your questions. Now, I had I guess you might say, an instructor-led training, but it wasn't that great. Um, now, um, now my instructor might have been more along the lines of a company-based instructor and not necessarily a Pega authorized instructor. Um, I don't know. Not sure. He said that he was trained on being an authorized instructor. We had some issues with him. Um, you know, Me and the rest of um, my team, my batchmates, there were issues. Um, so I would hope that, if you do get instructor-led training, then you'd be able to, get the type of training that you should get, and if you provide feedback, then Pega should listen to that. One would hope, but I don't know. Okay. Um, so, so I just wanted to kind of put all that up front because I don't want people coming to these videos expecting that, you are getting, a basically a free instructor-led training program. Okay, that's not the case. Okay, um, so don't think, you're going to be getting that from me. Okay, you know, for one thing, I'm not face to face to anyone right at this moment in time. I'm not in like a video conference. I'm not on, like a Zoom call or team call or anything along those lines, talking to others in a like a classroom setting, which one would expect you would get from an instructor-led training session. Okay. Um, so, you're not getting that from me. Okay. I'm talking to a camera and you're watching it. You can't do like direct questions to me, at least, unless you're on Twitch right now. But, um, like I said, if you're watching this on YouTube, you ask a question, and when I see that question, then I'll be able to answer it. But I mean, like the last question that I got, I didn't see it until like 12 hours afterwards, and then I replied. You know, didn't realize that I had gotten that question until I, you know, saw the notification after waking up. Um, so so just bear that in mind. You know. Um, okay. So we are going to be going on to the low code app builder mission exercise. So it says that it's 9 tasks, 2 hours long. Um, so it's going to be quite extensive. All right. So beginner, Pega platform, low code, case management, data integration, so on and so forth. Um, English. Okay. Scenario. U Plus wants to allow customers to transfer outstanding balances from other credit cards to a U Plus credit card to encourage customers to consolidate financial services needs with U Plus Bank. U Plus offers several balance transfer options with variations in upfront fees, promotional interest rates, and promotional offer length. Customers can begin a balance transfer by calling a call center where a customer service representative, CSR, walks the customer through the balance transfer. When the CSR begins the balance transfer process, the account number is passed to the balance transfer case to present users with the account information. After providing an account number, customers select one of the available balance transfer offers, identify the amount to transfer from one or more credit cards, and review the terms of the balance transfer offer. The case is then routed to a CSR work queue. CSR either approves or rejects the transfer. The transfer is rejected, the CSR identifies the reason for the rejection. After the transfer is approved or rejected, customers receive an email after the decision. For MLP1 of the balance transfer project, CSR's interaction with the application through the user portal channel. For MLP2, customers can access the application directly through the mobile app or receive guidance from a web chatbot. While you want to plan for MLP1 and MLP2, you are implementing the functionality described in MLP1 only. The following table provides credentials you need to complete the mission exercise. Some auto-grading validations are interdependent and require an exact match to a class or object name. To detect errors early and reduce time to debug, validate configurations after completing each user story. At the bottom of the page, click Verify Mission Exercise to test your configurations to confirm that features function as defined by the user story acceptance criteria. So in other words, after each one of these, they're basically saying, hey, verify that what you've done has been correct. So, okay, now, uh, we have a different username. Password is the same, but username's different. All right, so while that's loading, all right, there's no video showing you what's going on here, so that's helpful. That's good. But um, we're going to be doing the balance transfer case lifecycle here. As a customer, I want to transfer balances to my U Plus credit card so that I can save money on interest charges. Design the balance transfer case lifecycle to reflect the process that U Plus customers use to transfer balances to a U Plus branded credit card. The lifecycle should contain the following stages, processes, and steps. Okay, so, um, yeah, they're crazy. Um, I should be able to, yes. I mean, I've completed that particular quest on Warframe, so I should be able to do that. So, um, but I'll try to, if you're interested in doing that, then we can work on that after I get done with uh, this study session here first. You know, I plan on going directly into Warframe right after this. So give me about 2 hours or so, and I should be on. Okay. Um, so we have our case lifecycle. The lifecycle should contain the following stages, processes, and steps. So what I'm planning on doing right now is, I mean, we have the App Studio here. And what I would like to do, um, now this might be a little kind of problematic for, I mean, so transferring back and forth between these can be quite, um, you know what? No, I'll stick with the same method so you all can kind of see, what I'm seeing at the same time, and where I'm at. I was half inclined on moving, this page that I'm on right now to like a different window so that I can just easily look at it and process it right then and there. So, um, okay, yeah. Like I said, I'll be on probably in about 2, maybe 3 hours. It all depends on how long it takes me to finish off this exercise. Okay, so um, so we need to design the balance transfer case lifecycle to reflect the process. Now, I don't know whether or not they've already created the case lifecycle, the balance transfer. I would assume that they did. Yeah, they have. Okay, so you go to case types here. You go to the case type of balance transfer, and hopefully it should be like completely blank. You shouldn't have anything to bother. There shouldn't be anything set up for you whatsoever. One would hope that it's a blank slate for you. If it's not, then well, not much I can really do about it. I would say, go with a blank slate. Even the balance transfer, you should probably just do a blank slate. Just actually create the case type, create a new case type called balance transfer. But um, that would be a little difficult for you to do with the instance that they give you. So, um, you know, maybe maybe sometime in the future, you know, when you get like a new instance, come back here and create a brand new um, um, case life cycle. I mean, that's an option. Okay, but um, so we have 4 stages: create, approval, fulfillment, and approval rejection. We have, one process per stage. We have multiple steps and multiple step types to it. So, all right. So, first one, the create stage. It hasn't changed, so don't really need to worry about that. The process, however, we are doing submit request as the process and not create. So we're going to change Okay, that's a bit concerning. Let me clip that all of a sudden because that was not I was not expecting that. Actually, hold on. Let me set up. Oh, okay. Well, stack trace has nothing. Okay, well, I was kind of hoping that I could clip the stack trace so that I can give them a little bit more information as to what's going on here. But um, all right. Let me send that to them. Um, like right now, so I don't forget about it. Got the following message / error when working on the first task US-001 balance transfer case cycle. Not sure what happened exactly. I was trying to click on the create process to rename, and um, the page refreshed to the error attached. I'll most likely post the video on my YouTube channel on Monday. So if you want the link, and timestamp in around 5-minute mark. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm not quite sure exactly what happened there. Okay. Having some issues with getting into case types, it looks like. Okay. Nope. Okay, so we want to do the submit request here. Not quite sure what was going on with that error and why it kept on popping up, but yeah. So submit request has been completed there. We have create for collect information. We have select offer, another collect information. We have identify transfers, another collect information. We have review transfers, last collect information. All right, so that's the create stage there. So we don't need to worry about any of those anymore. Next, we want another stage called approval. So next stage, approval. We want to have the process of approved transfer. Okay, can I get a process here, please? Maybe it's hanging up on the fact that, I have the approval stage or something like that, maybe. Let's do it this way. I'll get the fulfillment done there. Okay, so apparently I can't seem to click on process just to open up like a blank process. So let me focus on the step, which is an approve reject. Um, so approve reject step. And there's that. There we go. If they're giving me the option, if they're showing like a plus process here, they really should allow for me to actually generate the process before generating the step there. Especially you know, if they're like saying, hey, you need to create the process. Well, allow me to create the process first. All right. I have the send confirmation on the fulfillment, which is a send email. So, which is under more, which is the automations. email, select. And we are doing the send confirmation. And then we're changing the name of the process there, which, you know, it should give me that option at the very start here. You know, if if I click on process, it should give me that, you know, should give me that option. So that's a little bit of a hmm. Okay, so we have the identify reason for rejection step, which is a collective information under the process in the approval rejection stage, which uh, appeared. Not quite sure exactly when it appeared. I can't remember when it happened, but it did. So okay, it was collect information. There's that. And then we want to have the process name of reject request. So we're going to change that. There we go. And then we want a send rejection email, send email step as well. So um, here we go. Send email. Okay, is it processing or no? Oh wait, it has to. It, they really should have this kind of center, and this should have like another, like maybe bar here or something like that, or this centered. Oh well. All right, that's done. Send rejection email has been set. Okay, so everything here has been completed. So we're gonna move on. Configure the case lifecycle with the following personas, channels, and releases. Okay, so under the create, we have the persona of the CSR and customer. So have CSR, and the customer. Taking its time. Okay, I'm seeing the customer up here, but I'm not seeing anything down here. Let's do a refresh. It completely wiped out everything. Because it's not saved. Of course. Here I was thinking, oh, I'll save my current information that I had, as like a little temporary save, and work perfectly fine that way, right? Uh, Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. We already have a create step. Here, I'm just gonna go ahead and not talk about this. I'm just gonna go ahead and do all this there, folks. So bear with me as I work on this. Okay. There we go. Now, okay, and there we go. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and save. Because we got past that point, and apparently actions refresh clears everything. So, or basically it clears everything up, since the last time you saved, I guess. So be careful with that. All right. Um, we have customer. So, well, at least it saved the new persona. There it goes. Why I needed to hit the X up there for these to show, I don't really know. I'm not gonna even bother. Okay, so they have the user portal, they have the MLP1. We need to do the mobile app and digital messenger for the customer though, not the user portal. So, um, Okay, let's see. Mobile app, MLP2. They don't even address the complexity or anything along those lines. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the user portal. Digital messenger, that's the second channel. Even though the name isn't the same as this, but I mean, and they're wanting me to put in the name here, even though I thought that was already like an established version. Otherwise, it would say, hey, give me, what's new. So I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna just move on. A little bit of a odd adaptation there. The fact that, I could just I clicked easily the user mobile, um, you know, the user mobile there, and it created it. So, okay, it's also MLP2, so there you go. Um, we're gonna get the user portal to MLP1 for this guy. So there we go. All right, so that's it for the create stage. So now we go to the approval. We get the CSR user portal MLP1. So here we have the CSR user portal MLP1. There we go. Set that up. I'm gonna go ahead and save it just in case. I don't want that review to cause additional problems. Okay, nothing in fulfillment under personas. Sure, whatever. I mean, although I mean they're saying send confirmation via email, but that's automated, so you don't necessarily need to have a um, you don't necessarily need to have a portal for send email, so it makes sense. Okay, so CSR on the approval rejection, however, so down here, persona, CSR, user portal, select MLP1, and there we go. Let's go ahead and save it again. Okay, so everything here should be done. So next, configure the case lifecycle with the following data objects: systems, record, and releases. So we are only going to be looking at the create stage. We're going to be creating the data object account and transfer offers, system records of Pega, and the releases is MLP1. So up here under the create stage, make sure that it's, under the create stage and not, down here on the approval rejection. We're going to click on data, data object, oop, data object, was it? Yeah, count was already one that is available, so we can set that one up. It's already a Pega system record, and we can select a release to be MLP1. Again, it doesn't talk about read, write, or anything like that in the table here. Kind of a missed opportunity, I would imagine, but whatever. We also need to make another data object, a new one, for transfer offers. Um, so data object, new data object. Note the fact that it didn't include accounts on there. So, it saw the fact that we were already including accounts on it, and therefore it didn't really need a duplicate of it. So, okay, once again, same difference, Pega and MLP1 on it. So, select that, select release, MLP1, there you go. All right, nothing else under data for that, so we can move on. Configure the case type to change the status of the case at each stage. So under create, we have open under approval, pending approval, fulfillment, pending fulfillment, resolution status is resolved completed, and resolved rejected. So, all right, so first off, I'm going to click save so we can, you know, we don't have any worries about that. I'm going to click on create here. So set case status on stage entry. Okay. There's um, there's nothing concerning resolution status, which is kind of interesting, but understandable. So there you go. Approval. We have pending approval. There we go. Fulfillment. We have pending fulfillment. And we want to resolve the case because I don't think they mentioned that actually. No, they don't. So bear that in mind, you know, that you're going to need to make sure that you resolve the case so you can get the result completed in on this particular step, and which, they've already have that there, so there you go. Don't know about delete open assignments, don't know about resolve open child cases. They're not talking about that at all, um, so there you go. I'm going to go ahead and save it real quick, just in case. And then for approval rejection, we're going to have the resolution status as resolved rejected. So I'm coming down here and resolved rejected. There we go. I don't know why they don't have something here on the stage entry. I mean, they could say, actually, they don't really have anything necessarily for pending rejection. Okay, well, whatever. Alright, let's go ahead and save it real quick. Save early, save often. Okay, configure routing to the account manager CSR work queue for the approve transfer step. Configure the service level agreement for the approval transfer step, with the goal and deadline. So we want the account manager CSR work queue for the approve transfer step. There we go. Yeah, work queue and configure the service level agreement. So we're going to go to the goal and deadline. We're going to do the custom. for the goal, we want 1 hour and urgency at 20. So 0 days, 1 hour, 20. And then what was this last part? Notify assignee by using the default message. So assignee using default message. There you go. Okay, now we're done with the goal, but we want to do a deadline now. So for deadline, the interval is 2 hours. Urgency is 40. We're notifying the assignee again. So assignee, urgency 0 and 2 hours. There we go. Everything looks good there. Balance transfer case lifecycle has a create stage, which has one process containing a multi-step form with 4 steps. Balance transfer case lifecycle has an approval stage, which has one process and 1 step. Balance transfer case lifecycle has a fulfillment stage, which has 1 process and 1 step. Balance transfer case lifecycle has the approval rejection stage, which has 1 process and 2 steps. The create stage has the CSR persona with the user portal channel tagged with MLP1. The create stage has a customer persona with a mobile channel named user mobile app and a digital messaging channel named user digital messenger tagged with MLP2. The create stage has the account and transfer data objects tagged with MLP1. Approval rejection stages have the CSR persona with the user portal channel tagged with MLP1. I mean, this right here would probably be a little bit more useful, you know, at the very top. I mean, don't get me wrong, these tables are useful, but at least with this, I can, you can kind of get away with um, like learning the wording and stuff like that as you go through it. But it is what it is. Approval step. All right. At the bottom of the page, click Verify Mission Exercise to test your configurations after each user story is to confirm that features function as defined by the user story acceptance criteria. We're not going to bother with the video here because it will just show you everything that we just went through. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save to save everything that we've done so far. There we go. And now we are going to do the verify mission exercise and verify that we did indeed do everything that we needed to do. All right. I mean, they do show the score of you processing everything. So great that we have 100%, out of that score. Awesome. We move on. I don't want to spend too much time on this, so I want to keep the video short or short-ish as I possibly can. So step 2, create view. As a customer, I want to select one of my accounts so that I can transfer balances with as few errors as possible. Configure the create step with a data reference field that a single record is sourced from the pre-configured account data object. The view should display the following fields which are already defined for the data object. credit limit, current balance, first name, last name. Configure the data reference field as a search box that searches the account number field. Okay, um, so during the create step, we're going to be configuring the view here. And we are using, you know, fields from the, account data object. So, um, no, just making sure that I'm not, right. I wanted to make sure that I'm not, it said that I needed to grab it from the account data. So I wanted to make sure that we're all good there. So add field. Um, so object count field name credit limit. Submit and add another. Current balance. Okay. Count. Okay, everything looks good. And add another. First name. Count. Looks good. Submit and add another. And last name. God damn it. Come on now. Work with me here. Stop glitching out on me. Okay, and submit. Okay, so configure the data field as a search box that searches the account number field. During development, account numbers are listed from or selected from a list to test application functionality. Once the case type is fully configured, the different development team integrates the case type into the U+ website and passes account number to the case type. Okay. Did I screw up here? data reference field that is a single record sourced from the preconfigured data account object. The view should display the following fields, which are already defined for the data object. I'm not quite sure what I need to do there. Um, I'm feeling like they kind of skipped a step here because nowhere do we see anything saying that we have to establish um, account numbers. So during development, account numbers are selected from a list to test application functionality. Once the case type is fully configured, a different development team integrates the case type into a View Plus website and passes account number to the case type. So I'm based off of this note here, I'm making the assumption that the account number is being passed in and therefore, I don't need to worry about configuring a data field for the search box or anything along those lines. It's going to be passed in and therefore the values are going to be added in afterwards. Mm, hmm. I don't know. This feels very um, a little concerning here. Like how am I gonna test it if it's gonna be getting its information from outside, from an outside source? I can't necessarily test it like right now. Like if I do a save and run right now, then it's gonna be like, okay, you know, or here, let me show it to you, right? I'm doing a save and run. So the first collection information step should be like the very first one that you're gonna see, with the following fields. But the problem is that they're set to read only. So um, where's the account number coming in to put these, to handle this? And why do I have these fields in each one of... Am I missing something here? I probably screwed up somewhere. Okay, hold on. I probably screwed up. Configure the field. Let's go ahead and trash these because that was probably incorrect to me. Configure the create step with a data reference field. So data reference field. That is a single record, and is sourced from the pre-configured account data object. Account data object. The view should display the following fields, which are already defined for the data object: current limit, current balance, first name, and last name. Configure the data reference field as a search box that searches the account number field. So we're going to try that. Um, Now the question is, user can select an account number from a search box in the create view. When the account number is selected, the create view displays 4 fields. Okay, but we currently have this kind of set as a read only here though, so yeah, the second step is kind of confusing in terms of what they are kind of looking for. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and save it real quick. I'm gonna do the save and run because, when I first ran it, yeah, there was too many of the the references, right? So now it's saying that, you know, I should be trying to look up the account number to reference, you know, the available account numbers, and it will display the information according to that account number. But obviously, I have no search box here for the account number. So this is another thing that's I'm kind of curious about here because, um, um, okay. required. Read only. Read only. Read only. Read only. Let's try that. I don't know when that decided to show the create search box there, but that seemed like it was like, hey, you know, let's help you out a little bit. So, I mean, when I go back here, you know, we have the create search box, which, I mean, it kind of has, but not really. So, all right, let's try the save and run again. But it's not giving me the option to modify that at all. Okay. Okay, seems like they skipped some steps here there, folks. I'm not quite sure exactly what they're trying to do on this. But they're not very clear, it looks like, from what they're trying to do here. So I'm gonna click on this video here because, you know, I'm not quite sure exactly what they're trying to do. So there's not gonna be any audio or anything along those lines. You know, I'm personally not hearing it either. So, you know, configure view, yes. New field, yes. Account, okay. Data reference, okay. Account, okay. Submit, sure. Okay. Okay, there's a lot more here than what's being given above here, it feels like. So that's irritating. Okay. Um, because I mean, they show this, or you know, they're showing me this here, and it's like, you know, in the video, you know, there weren't any like additional options like this in here. So that's a problem. That doesn't match with, you know, what they give in the video. So, and it's not giving me all the fields either. Hold on, let me go back here real quick. Come on. Search box. See how they list out these four here? You know, and I just clearly showed you that there wasn't anything here when I selected the search box. So already their videos is completely different than what my experience is. So they need to fix that. All right. Let's proceed onwards here. Um, I'll address this soon enough, but you know, um, okay, so they say, create default view, and they say click open. So, once again, there is no create default view here. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna assume maybe create new view. Um, well, actually, hold on. Let's let's take a step back here, okay? Because, you know, here's the thing. When I do the verify mission exercise and I don't have everything matching exactly how they want, I'm gonna get marked down for it, okay? And what's irritating me about this is the fact that they, one, they're not giving me the name, like here. Let me rewind it here. The let me do like a full screen here. See this field name here? They're not they're not telling me that the field name has to be account. In their I don't know if you saw that or not. My I was full screen, so I couldn't really see it very well myself. But the field name is saying that it's account, right? And therefore the um, the they don't mention field name of account anywhere in their USO2 um, description here. Their step two is really lacking in a lot, and their videos obviously not showing values that don't necessarily follow with what we're seeing. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. Okay, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that they're doing. Okay, I'm going to put in account. Okay, I'm going to change this to the data reference. I'm going to change this to account here. Okay, and they didn't do anything else. They just hit submit, and that's it, right? That's all that they did on there. Then they went here. They selected search box, and now everything shows up. Why? What happened there? I'm kind of curious about this now because why is this showing up now when it wasn't showing up prior? Now they want me to have the search the following fields of the account number. So there we go, right? That's done. I'm gonna try this again. Add a field. We're just gonna name it temp. We're gonna do another data relationship, data reference. We're gonna do the account again. Submit. Search box. Everything's there now. What happened? What what was why are we getting that now and we weren't getting that before? Hmm. Odd. Very, very odd. Let's try this again. Temp one. because most likely it's gonna be like, hey, um, you know, um, okay, everything looks fine. Click submit. Why is it showing up now? What happened? I mean, you guys saw it too, right? What was I doing differently? Hmm. I'm now kind of curious about this because now I can't seem to even get that original value anymore, or what, the view. So I don't know. I mean, you all saw it at the very beginning there. I don't know what the heck was going on, but it was clearly not showing these values after clicking on search box. I'll have to review the video afterwards because that's confusing to me. That's very odd on how that was popping up like that. Okay, well, we have the account number showing up here in the account box and stuff like that. Um, so um, so then once it gets to this point here, they're saying, create new view, create default view, right? I'm trying to make it so everybody has a possibility of actually seeing this, but um, you know, um, but when I click on here, there is no default view. So, um, so what I'm gonna need to do is, you know, um, I'm gonna need to kind of let this kind of continue moving forward a little bit. All right. This is kind of named as default from the looks of it. See, this is what could potentially cause me some problems in the verified mission exercise here because, I have no default view. I have nothing here. So, um, you know, I got default there. Now, bear in mind, what you're seeing here, account number, credit limit, current balance, first name, last name, is not the same as here. See, account number is down here at the bottom, you know, versus what I have with the account number here at the very top. Okay, so this is already concerning me because there's a difference between the video. I mean, we're already having a problem with the video being problematic to begin with, but Um, there's definitely some discrepancies here, and that could potentially say, hey, your mission, is not matching up with what we have. So, okay, so they delete the account number there. Okay, so they leave credit limit, current balance, first name and last name there, and then they do the test and run. Okay, so they want me to kind of get rid of the account number there. Okay, submit. Okay, and then we do the save and run to see if it works out how they want it to work out. Okay, so now we have an account number here that we can select from, and there we go. There's information already stored for us, thankfully, but we can verify that we have a credit limit, current balance, first name and last name. Okay, and a fake account number, blah blah blah. Okay, so that's apparently working. Let's see if we actually pass the verify mission exercise here. Okay, it did give me all the positives here. You know, gave me full marks on everything here. Um, let's see. I don't know. I don't know what was going on here, but um, their first step here was way more detailed oriented than what I got from here. Okay. Um, so and their video doesn't match with what we were seeing either. So I'm gonna go ahead and go down to the very bottom here, and I'm gonna address that. So um, just finished um, section 2 of the exercise. The description of the section really didn't explain everything that we needed to do. I had to use the video to confirm what was missing, and even with the video I was seeing differences between what I saw personally while working on the section versus what was shown in the video itself. Um, Again, I am recording my experience, so you'll have a step-by-step process. If you would like a link to said video, um, feel that a section 2 rework might be needed. Okay. So, my point being on the section 2 rework is the fact that, you know, uh, they didn't address the fact that the field name had to be account. They didn't address the fact that, you needed to remove, um, you had to adjust the data reference to make sure that it is, that, oh, here, let me go into the configure view, right? You know, um, it starts out as, you know, options of being read only, right? So, you had to, you know, um, use the box over here to, get the following, search for the following fields. So, select record using the search box. Okay, so let me, um, yeah, no, doesn't, I don't see anything here about, um, well, I mean, just trying to, you have to, you know, see, did they say, change the search fields? No, I don't see anything here concerning changing the search fields. Okay, and that would be helpful. Okay, because you have to kind of go here. Okay, the fact that I wasn't seeing the even after selecting the search box, here, I wasn't getting that, the fields there. I had to, I tried to add a search field there, you know, and that obviously felt off. Um, there wasn't a, you know, create default view here in this dropdown. I had to actually create it. All these creates here are different from the video. So, I mean, even this is problematic. I mean, what are they doing here? These shouldn't be here based off of what, this video was showing. So, that's a problem. The fact that when I created the new one, and the fact that the account was at the very top of this particular default view versus, what the video was showing was it down at the bottom, that's a problem. So, I mean, there's a lot of problems in this particular section, and that's concerning to me. Um, they need to rework that. They really do need to rework this particular section, you know, of the create view because that's problematic. You're you're not giving your potential students the necessary information that they need, and um, you're giving them a lot of opportunity to fail. I had to use this video in order to get the correct setup. So that's bad. That's unfortunate there. Okay. So, this description here, you know, I shouldn't need to use these videos here to get through and verify the mission. Okay. If I got a single thing wrong here based off of what I did up here, then that's you know sure it could be along the lines of that's my fault, and maybe misinterpreting the what's being described here. but you know, you also need to look at, what's being given versus what's being shown and see if they're actually matching because based off of what I can see here, they're not. So that's problematic. Okay, moving on. We got I mean, I'm already going into 2 hours here and I'm not even one third of the way through this, and that's concerning. Okay, select offer view. As a customer, I want to review all the available balance transfer offers so that I can select one of the best that matches my needs. Configure the draft data object named transfer offers to add the following fields. Okay. Um, okay. Configure the select offer view with a single record data reference field named transfer offers. Okay, so we're going here. We're doing the configure view. Okay, and they want me to do, configure a data reference field named transfer offers. Okay, already this is a step above section 2. Okay, because they're specifically naming the field for me. So that's good. I appreciate that. So so we have transfer offers and it is a data reference. So already a good step, right? Okay. Configure the data reference field to source data from the transfer offers data object. Okay, so we have the transfer offers. It's a data object, but it's not created. So we have to define a new data object. Okay, so called transfer offers. Okay, a little on the nose there, but whatever. That's fine. Display the names of available offers in a drop-down list. When the user selects an offer by title, the view displays the following fields. So, um, okay, so we have all these possibilities here. Um, Display names of available offers in a drop-down list. Okay, um, so we click submit. Oh wait, it might be a list of records. No, it's saying single record. Okay. All right. We're doing a drop-down list. Select using the following field label. All right. Um, that's a little odd, but sure. Um, when the user selects an offer by title, the view displays the following fields. Okay, um, so here's the new view and default view. So that's problematic right there. You know, that's showing the fact that they were um, when they created the video on step two, they were they'd basically created the brand new data object kind of thing. So um, okay, you gonna open? Okay. Um, now here's my concern about this though. Um, because we haven't created the data object right now. So even if I was to add the field here, then it wouldn't necessarily have the connection um, to the data object. So you know what? Hold on. Let me go back to the configure view here. Um, hmm. It's not letting me get into the data object of transfer offers from here. And I'm a little afraid of, trying to put in all these values here, seeing that, they didn't necessarily want me to have the view displaying all the fields for us. So, that's a little concerning here. Um, and I haven't added any additional records. Hmm. Okay, let's try it this way. Let me just go ahead and get the fields down. So let's see, percentage, transfer fee, minimum payment rate. Here after promotional period. And then length of offer. There we go. Yeah, text signal line. Okay. Um, Now, um, user can select an offer by title from the drop-down list in the select offer view. Okay. Um, so technically, title won't be in the default view at all. I'm a little concerned here though because um, once again we don't have the um, we don't have like the titles and stuff like that here. So while this might be good in the view and stuff like that, it's not. I'm pretty sure um, that um, okay. Pega, you seem to have a problem with all these cases. Okay. Um, okay, let's go back here. Um, yeah, it's not, this should be title and it should have the drop down list. But, you know, once again, I'm looking at this and going, well, when I, selected the data reference there and I selected a new data object, it didn't really give me the option to add values into the data object here. And that's a little concerning to me right at this moment in time. So, so I'm feeling like I missed a step here. So, um, So transfer offers here needs to be adjusted. Okay, title was created. You know, with me generating those fields, it created the title, so it's there. So the problem is that now, um, now how do I get it to be viewed? Okay, so because you know, you saw it here. All right, so we have title on there. Great. Now everything is kind of set up here. Okay. Now the problem is though, is the fact that, they wanted specific data already in, you know, um, they want values in there already. So, um, and I'm not quite sure how I can go about doing that again. Because clearly, the um, records. There we are. So we're gonna go back to data model. They did show us briefly on how to go about doing this. So we need to do add a record, and we're gonna be adding in everything that we have here. So see, this is why they really need to kind of it'd be really nice if they had like, ways that you can kind of do this over and over and over again to kind of reaffirm, what you're doing. Like, hey, here's step one, here's step two, so we're including new stuff, but we're gonna repeat step one for you so that you can kind of, get a basic understanding of what step one is all about. Then you get step three, which does one, two, and three, and so on and so forth. Expand on that. Reaffirm what was already taught in previous challenges. You know, that's typically how, or at least that's how I learn. You know, being able to kind of repeat, you know, the work over and over and over again. You know, so okay. Um, they really need to fix this. They really need to kind of do something a little bit more on the table here. Allow for it to adjust based off of the um, the width of the window. So, all right. No fee transfer. Okay. And I'm blind cycles. There we go. Okay, that's all done. And now the final record. Zero entrance transfer. Because I think they only covered this like once before. And matter of fact, um, did they cover, how to create a data object from the data model? I can't remember. Probably. If like, once. But that's not necessarily how I learn, though. That's the problem. You know, I'm not one of those that can look at something, once and understand it perfectly fine. Personally, I need like repetition. I need to kind of do it over and over and over again so that it kind of sticks. So, okay, so records are done. And we have our data model, we have our title, and so on and so forth. Everything looks good. Um, oh, gotta save it. Save. Are you saving? I hope so. All right. So now when we configure the view, we have the title, and we have, all the additional fields: description, interest rate, transfer fee, minimum payment rate, APR, length of offer. So everything else looks good. So when we do the save and run, then, select the account number there, hit continue. You see the title, no fee transfer, and there we go. Zero interest transfer. Low interest rate transfer. So everything looks good there. So don't need it anymore. I'm gonna cancel out and move back. So, all right. So everything should be perfectly fine. We should have everything kind of done here. So, um, yeah, we should be good. Okay. Now, one thing that I want to do is, go to data model here. Um, we can add a field, but that's not necessarily a data object. Nowhere here do I see anything about, creating a data object. So, This is create new field, but not create new data object. So that's a little concerning there. And look at all the temp1, temp2, at, accounts that I've created previously. They're still in there, even though technically I deleted them, right? So they're still there. They're still visible. You know, when I said that Pega doesn't really delete anything, I mean it. They hardly delete anything um, from their storage. So I have to go through this all. Just bear in mind, okay? If I if I cancel out of this instance and I try to redo this, then if I get down to the very bottom of it all, you know, and you know, it might try to check, you know, all the steps all at once at the very bottom. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but it's possible. Okay, so I don't. If I close down the instance, then I have the potential of losing everything that I've already worked on so far. So I need to work through this. So for those of you that are trying to come on in and hoping for some Warframe, I apologize, but I need to finish this off. It's going to be a long video. Again, apologies on that, but we're having some apparently we're having some difficulties with it as well. So okay. So identify transfers view. So as a customer, I want to identify the balances that I want to transfer from other accounts so that I can reduce the amount of interest I pay on outstanding debts. Configure the identify transfers view with a list of records, embedded data field name transfers. Okay, so embedded data field, sure. Following fields in the transfers data object to represent transfers authorized by customers. Okay, so um, once again, we're probably going to have to go back and do that whole. Well, actually, if we set up the fields, then we probably won't need to worry too much about the um, creating any additional records. We just need to set up the field names and the like. So we might actually have a fairly quick process here. So under the identify transfers, we go to configure view, add the field, transfers, and this is the embedded data. And the data object is also transfers, right? Transfers data object. So everything looks good. Oh, list of records. Need to make sure that that's set. List of records. Not a single record, list of records. Embedded data field name transfers. Blah blah blah. Everything should look good. Um, we're not able to add in the fields here. So kind of wish that we could. If we're creating a brand new data object, I really kind of wish that we could just add the fields like right here. Like add the fields, add the records, it'd be nice. Give me that option to add fields and add records like right here in the data object, especially if I'm creating a brand new one. But that's okay. We're gonna hit submit. It's the only thing that's gonna be that's here that's being worked on. So okay, now here's the thing. They want me to do all these, fields, field types, and so on and so forth, right? Now, I remember this part from last time because I kind of touched upon it, right? So we add a new field, account number, text single line, and it's required. So text single line, and okay, well, I can't select required here, but let's see, we're gonna submit and add another amount for currency. So let's go ahead and set that up. Submit and add another. And then lender, which is a text single line. So everything looks good. We hit submit. Okay. So now they said that this is required. It would have been nice if I had that option in the pop-up window, to select the option required in there, but whatever. Um, we'll move on from that. But I do remember, hey, they wanted me to delete that, blank line there. I really wish that you could actually edit that, but whatever. And, they're not letting me, so, we move on from that, right? So, um, user can add and delete transfers in the identify transfers view. Okay, not quite sure what that is referring to there, but we'll go ahead and click submit. All right, so we have the transfer data object, we have the fields, it's embedded data with listed records, we have all this information in there, this is done, but not quite sure what they mean by that. User can add and delete transfers. That's weird. I'm not quite sure about that. Let me do a save and run. We'll get to the identify transfers, and so there's that. Continue. We're going to do low interest rate transfer. Okay. Kind of hard to transfer if I don't actually have the other account numbers, though. That's the problem. Here, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to select that one. Continue. Continue. We're going to transfer it to that one. We're going to do 30 bucks, and then lender is, I don't know, bank. All right. I'm going to delete that. Okay, so it looks like we are good there. Okay, so the, the add and delete transfers, that's all kind of included in that chart, right? So, now obviously, you know, one would hope that you would kind of limit that, when you actually get it to a final product, but, they're saying it's okay. So, we're going to just go ahead and do the verify mission exercise here. And everything should come out perfectly fine. All right, everything looks good. We move on. All right, as a customer, I want to review my transfers so that I authorize transfers in the correct amount to the correct lender. configure the review transfers view to display a list of transfers authorized by the customer. Customers may not update the details of each transfer. Configure the review transfers view with 4 calculated current fields. Okay, so we're going to be doing calculated fields on this one. Um, so review transfers, configure the view, and then we want a field name of total transfer amount. And this is going to be okay, hold on. It doesn't give me the value on which I should have, what, the field type. So that's kind of a problem. But, you know, here they show, 4 calculated currency fields. So at least they have that there. Okay, they should really have currency up here in the table because um, that's helpful. But all right, so there's that. We have currency, and this is a calculated field. So sum of um, some of the amounts in the transfers data fields. So okay, so that should be fine. Now we move on to the second one, transfer fee charged. Again, it's a currency. It's a calculated field. We have an expression here, so we want to use expression, and then total transfer amount times transfer fee. So we want total transfer amount times hmm. No, that's not accurate. Count. No, there's no transfer fee there either. What am I missing here? This is under the transfer offers object. Right. So transfer offers object, and it is the transfer fee. There we go. All right, so there's that. And now we do total transfer and total cost of transfer, which is the transfer fee charged plus the total transfer amount. So there's this. Currency again. Calculated field. Expression. And then we have the transfer fee charged, right? Right. Plus the total transfer amount. Total transfer amount. Okay, submit and add another. And then we have the minimum payment on transferred amounts, which is the total cost of transfer times the minimum payment rate. So we have this. Once again, we have currency. It's a calculated field. It's an expression. I kind of wish that I can move this a little bit, but I mean, we just did the value, which is, what was it, the total cost of transfer? Was it? Yeah, total cost of transfer times the minimum payment rate. So I believe that's once again in the transfer offers. So minimum payment rate. So everything looks good there. Okay. So we should be good on that. Okay. So now that we have that all done, we submit it. And we're going to go ahead and do a save and run. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of save this account number and select a different one. So we're going to basically, try to, I guess, take from this one and transfer to another. I don't know. Low interest transfer rate, because I want the percentages available there. So then we do the account number that was there. We do $20 there. And then we'll just, it's a single line of text. Don't know what's kind of meant for that there. They didn't really specify, so continue. Okay, so total transfer amount is 20. Transfer fee charged is 80 cents. Total cost of transfer is 20.80. Minimum payment on transfer amounts is 42 cents. So now, probably best to verify that here a little bit because so low interest rate transfer has a transfer fee of 0.04, right? And the amount was 20. So 4 times 2 is 8. And then, of course, the um, 4% would put it, move the decimal point over 2. So that's the 80 cents that it's talking about. Then these two were added with each other. So there's that. Okay. And then we multiplied, this amount here with the, um, what was it again? The minimum payment rate. So 0.02. So basically multiplied this by 2. So you have 4160. Okay. And then, move the decimal place over 2, for the percentage. So technically it would be 0.416, but they rounded up. So there you go. So, okay. So we're done with that step. Let's go ahead and click on the verify mission exercise, but that should be, you know, we should have everything there. Shouldn't give us any problems. If we did, then we're gonna have to go and look through that video and find out what was wrong, what happened. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we screwed up somewhere. The review transfers view displays the account name, amount, and lender fields in read-only columns. Read-only list of authorized transfers. Okay, so it looks like we need to configure the view here and have the fields from the previous of account number, amount, and lender being viewable based off of this. In read-only columns. Okay, so I'm gonna didn't really give a name for this particular field. Okay, time to look at the video here. Okay. Okay. So the fact that they used the transfers field there and selected all of them as read only. Now here's the problem. Um, Once again, we're having the issue of ordering here. So if I, let's say, okay, I do, um, I come on down here and I select transfers, right? Set this to read onlys, right? Um, Problem is that, you know, the ordering there, might not necessarily, work the way they want it to work. So, let me, go through this process again here. Oh wait. See, this might need to be up there. So they might still have a problem with how this is set up. So I don't know. Okay. It doesn't allow for me to change the view here. I can't necessarily drag this up here at all. I have to kind of do that elsewhere, you know. So, for example, um, let me go back to the save and run, right? Um, so if I go here, and I do the configure view, then then I can move this up here. But they didn't talk about that. Okay, they didn't mention the fact that, hey, I can move this up here. Okay, they haven't addressed that. That's very, you know, um, this is more towards the dev development and the like, or at least, you know, based off of what I was taught. Okay, you could do that. Okay, so like for example, I could do that right now, move that up there, and everything's fixed, right? Now I really wish that they gave you this kind of movement manipulation inside their fields. So let's exit the view. So like I go to their configure view. I really wish I had that ability to kind of move everything around here, you know. So but we're gonna check to see if it's still gonna fail that particular portion of the um, mission exercise here. If it fails, then we know that I have to move the transfer columns up. Okay. So it did find them, and that's fine. Okay. Um, Configure the transfer view to display a list of transfers authorized by the customer. They really should you know, emphasize this a little bit more. But I mean, they mentioned it twice, so I mean, so that was my fault on not reading properly through that. So, I should have known better. So that was my mistake on that one. So I'm not gonna hit them on that, okay? Because they did address it. So, um, okay, so we're gonna move on to step 6. Boy, long video. I apologize for this. Review. As a CSR, I want to review the transfer and customer account information so that I can ensure that the requested transfers comply with lending policies at U+. During this initial release, a CSR reviews each balance transfer case to either approve or reject the transfer. Future release automates the approval process and directs the balance transfer process as appropriate. Configure the view for the approved transfer step to display the fields listed in the following table, organized into 3 views identified. Entries without a listed field type are reused fields that are already defined in the data model. Create a new form view for each set of details, and then add the views to the main step. Create a new form view for each set of details, then add the views to the main view of the step for the step. Okay. So we want to go to views, and we want to create 3 separate views. Now, this wasn't covered, or at least I don't remember them really covering like how to go about doing this. Um, so we want to create a new view. Oh, it's only giving me these 2, huh? Okay. Excuse me. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. So we want to do a new form view for each set of details. Okay, so we want form views. So the new view is going to be called account details. And then we want to show the following fields here. So, okay, so we want mm, I don't necessarily want to add the account or all the account values to it. So, um, mm, but let's see. Um, hmm. This is using information that was given to us prior, so transfers account number. So no, that didn't really give me what I really wanted. Alright, looks like we're just gonna have to maybe just reference each one separately and then have it kind of, you know, we'll just do the, data reference and transfer offers. Hmm. Nope, that's not what I wanted there. Oh, damn it. Actually, hold on, no. This isn't what I'm looking for here. There should be an easy way for me to actually add, just the fields that I'm looking for, just referencing, you know, um, everything here, but mm, let's see. Let's see. Let me. Now, the thing is that each one of these needs to be referencing their respective uh, data types, but hmm, Wait a minute. Hmm. Let's see. Maximum transfer allowed. I don't think that's ever been addressed prior. Yeah, that's never been addressed before. I was wondering about that. I'm like, going, wait, hold on. And uh, they don't even address it either. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't address this. This is the first time that they even address a maximum transfer allowed. What? They don't give a field type. They don't have any additional configurations. This is a blank field by all accounts, by what they're even stating here. How am I supposed to do a calculate it as if I don't even know what this is supposed to represent? Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to look at the video because, I mean, already I'm looking at this and going, okay, where are they coming, where are they getting this from? Also, available credit. Is that referenced anywhere above? No, it's not. Where is that coming from? Um, you're also not really giving me a credit limit either. At least I don't think you are. Oh, no, wait. There's some references up here. That's under the account data object. Okay, that's fine. Uh, Account number, that should be fine. Current balance, that's being referenced under the account object as well. That's fine. But, you know, they don't address available credit or maximum transfer allowed. So let's look at the video and see how they're working those two fields because obviously, you know, they never referenced them before. So So view, create new view, form, sure. Change the name to the account details, perfectly fine. Add the account, okay. Open, okay. View name, account details, sure. So available credit and maximum transfer allowed. And then they get rid of the other ones. Okay, hold on there. Okay. So apparently, if I do add account, create new view, open account details. And we add fields. Oh, wait. We add available credit and maximum transfer allowed. Okay. So ent 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 entries without a listed field type are reused fields that are already defined in the data model. They really should note the fact that, these are not um, you know, okay, entries without a listed field type. Okay, so, these without a listed field type are, reused fields. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay, so that's account details. Although most likely they want me to have them specifically set to read-only fields, or at least I would imagine that they would want me to have these as read-only fields, right? Um, yeah, they're not stating that completely, but I'm gonna set these to read-only, just just for the heck of it, just now, um, I know that if I look at the account details, it says read only there. Okay, right? But I still want to make sure that hey, inside the view, it's still showing everything as read only. So just wanted to make sure. I wanted to be careful with that. So okay, so the next one is I need a view for transfer details. So once again, we create a new form view and transfer details. And now we need the total cost of transfer. Um, that was done above here, right? So, um, but the thing is that that's not covered on any, it's not a object. So, um, So we want to add the what was it? Total cost of transfer. There we go. And then we want to add these three fields here. Um, so okay. And we need to calculate a field. Maximum transfer allowed minus total cost of transfer. Okay, so this is a use expression. Um, Maximum transfer allowed minus total cost of transfer. There we go. Okay, submit and add another. Remaining available credit. It's a currency, and we're doing another calculation. So using an expression, available credit minus total cost of transfer. So nope. So account available credit minus total cost of transfer. There we go. There we go. Percentage. So submit and add another. And now we have credit utilization, which is a percentage, also calculated field. And then we have current balance plus total cost of transfer. So use expression. We have weird. Current balance plus total cost of transfer divided by credit limit. Yeah. Okay. That should do. So submit that. But wait, I'm not doing this on types of decimal or included page. I'm doing it on percentage. What the hell? Huh? Oh, it just canceled out everything that I just did on that. Thank you for that there, Pega. I appreciate that. Okay, well, apparently I'm gonna have to let me put that expression down elsewhere. That didn't show the notepad, did it? No. Okay. I was about to say I was like going, what just happened there? Okay. Um. Okay. Let's try this again, shall we? Credit utilization percentage. Um. Okay. The fact that it wasn't showing the calculated field button there when I already had selected percentage there was a bit questionable, but whatever. Um, okay, let's try this again, shall we? I don't know what the heck is going on this because, I mean, maybe I need to have them like super close to each other. No, apparently can't handle that. Not quite sure exactly why though, because I'm following their instructions to the letter on this. Let's see, current balance and the total cost of transfer divided by the credit limit. Okay. All right, let's see what they do here. Because obviously something funky is going on here, and I'm not quite sure, how they went about taking care of it. So, okay, that appears as though. Okay, hold on. Current balance. So blurry right at the moment. Okay, well, they have the account credit limit there. Don't know why it's having a hard time. I don't know why that worked and the other one did not. I don't know. Don't, you know, I'm not 100% sure what happened there. Um, why did this work and not the dot credit limit? I don't know. I don't know why that apparently had an issue because they should still be both been values. So, um, so I'm not quite sure what happened there, why I was having an issue with, you know, why was it having an issue with credit limit and not account dot credit limit? You know, plus the warning wasn't even giving me the, you know, the, um, wasn't even correct anyway. So, or at least, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Um, this is one of those times where, I basically ask, if anybody's watching this that is, you know, highly Pega trained, someone from Pega, a trainer, whatnot, either tell me in the Twitch chat right now, while I'm doing this, or leave a comment on this video because I don't know, and that's a problem. Okay, so we have that view done. Transfer details. And now our last one, approval details. Okay, so um, the approval details grouping contains two editable fields, credit score and notes. Okay, so credit score, which is an integer, and it is required. Once again, I really wish that options was in the window, but whatever. And we have notes, text paragraph, and that is optional. I could have done the submit and add another, but I wanted to kind of get that required handled, you know, and it's optional. So, all right, so we have all three of them now saved, as their own, you know, different views. So then we can just go to the workflow. We can go to the approval transfer step. We can configure the view. Um, and for the views, we want the account details. We want the transfer details. And we want the approval details. But we don't need these notes here, so we're going to go ahead and delete that. So there's all that. So we should be good on that. So everything looks to be ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. And I'm going to go ahead and verify. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Oh, wait. Cancel out of that. Uh-oh. Where's the problem here? What's going on? Why am I having a hard time with the instance right at this moment in time? What's going on here? I'm afraid of afraid of hitting refresh on this because none of these look like they are available. Did they put a time limit on this? Is that what they did? They put a time limit on here, didn't they? Yep, I think they did. So technically, I can't get through the rest of these mission exercises because they're blocking me from doing that. Let's see if this works. It might say, sorry, we don't have any information, or we're 0 out of 0 because you have no instance. Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Apparently it handled it. Okay. Well, that's fine. I don't know what happened before. Um, Not quite sure what was going on, but um, why it locked up the way it did. But we're gonna move on. I've already kind of determined that their time limits are kind of messed up anyway. So, approved transfer view contains read-only references to account views and transfer detail views. To approved transfer view contains reference to approval details view. Can you stop resetting that, please? Approved transfer view contains read-only references to the account details and transfer detail views. Approved transfer view. What do you mean it approved transfer view? What approved transfer view are you talking about? Okay, so approved transfer view displays 11 fields separated into 3 groupings, right? Okay, so that's fine. What's the issue here? contains read-only references. God damn it, stop resetting on me. Fuck. Read-only references to the account details and transfer. Okay, what's the issue? Okay, let me open up the video again and find out what the heck they're trying to go for here. Account details, right? Transfer details. And then the approval details. And then they delete the notes. Oh, that's what they mean. Okay. They're talking in that these need to be read-only. Gotcha. Even though, wait, even though the views themselves are read-only by themselves, I had to set that particular. Are you kidding me? Really? Ay, ay, ay. Oh, it's only those first two that are supposedly read-only, even though I've already set them all up to be read-only in their own separate views. What the... Okay. Okay, so this is supposed to be auto. Okay, fine. So, okay, so here's the question here. The approval transfer view displays 11 fields separated into three groupings, right? Account details, transfer details, and approval details. Okay, well, here's the thing. Nowhere does it mention the fact that, the approval transfer view has to have these particular groupings, you know, saved as read only. So already we're having another problem on this one. Verified the mission exercise. Let's move on. Whenever we're ready. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so we're on to 7. This is taking forever. Sorry there, folks. As a customer, I want to receive a notification when my requested transfer is approved so that I can manage payments to the specified accounts, keep those accounts in good standing. Configure the case type to create the owner participant automatically when the case begins. When the requested transfer is approved, send an email to the case owner with the subject line balance transfer approved. Okay, so um, case type automatically creates the owner participant when the case begins. Okay. That's more on the settings if I'm not mistaken. Um, it looks like it's already been added. Or am I wrong on this? Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the workflow. Send confirmation. Send to participant owner. Subject line is balance transfer approved. And message is all of this. Alright, so this right here is insert property. Account number, first name. Account number, last name. Okay. Total cost of transfer. Selected offer. Hmm. I don't know. No. I'm a little concerned about the title here because I don't know if there's a saved value for the title. At least I don't think there is. So I'm a little concerned about that. You know, there's multiple titles, so you know, will it be able to pick out the correct one, the one that you actually selected, or hmm, I don't know about that. Hmm. I don't know. I guess this will have to do. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna have the title that you select though on that one. I don't know if that's correct. So, hmm, interest rate. Let's see. That's under transfer offers. Okay, and sure. Transfer offers. Interest rate. What the? Okay. Take you. Put you up there, please. Thank you. The length of offer is also another transfer offers. Let's see. I don't know why I'm having to select this twice here, but whatever. Length of offer. Um, APR after promotional period. Transfer offers again. Gotcha. Come on. There we go. So that should be done. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. I need to save it. Saved. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Expected visible on entry to be true but found false. In the fulfillment request process, an email with the subject balance transfer approved is sent to the owner participant. Subject line is not configured properly. Okay. So I guess it needs the period at the end, even though technically you shouldn't need a period. But I mean, it doesn't state that, you need the period in there, but, they should put it in quotes or something along those lines to say, hey, you need this period at the very end, but whatever, we'll move on. The um, create participant automatically when the case starts. There we go. So that should be fine. Let's go ahead and save it. Let's try this again. Okay, there we go. Now, one of the things um, that I'm worried about, the interest rate and stuff like that, the selected offer title, is that going to only show you the first one on the list, or is that going to show you the selected title? I don't know. That's my concern about, what they're doing here. Um, I'm not sure. It would seem to me like because I'm using like okay, let me go here to the compose here. Because I'm using transfer offers dot title, it might just pick like the first title in there and that's it. Okay, not the one that the owner selected. Okay, and that's a little concerning right at this point. I could say the same for the account and last name and so on and so forth. You have to kind of you have to associate like the owner with the account, first name and last name and then all that kind of jazz. So I don't know. It feels very um I'm a little concerned that you're not gonna get like the correct first name and last name, the title and so on and so forth properly with what I put here. So, let's check it out actually. So, you know, first we have the account number here. Um, but let's go ahead and select this value right here, which is Peter Baker is the account owner. Here, I'm gonna make a note of that. Peter Baker is the name, right? So that's who we're trying to do a new transfer balance, right? We're doing the low interest rate transfer. Just gonna make a note of that. Low interest rate. And then we're gonna put in the other number, 20, and then bank. Okay, so here's all the review transfers and all that jazz. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and create it. This is a little odd. Shouldn't necessarily be seeing that. One would hope that that was weird. That window should have closed. Um, okay, so we have the account, transfer details, credit score. We're in the approval process here at this moment in time, so you know, just whatever. This, there's no value here, so I could just put like an arbitrary credit value in there. There should be like some kind of test there, but whatever. We don't have one, so okay. So fulfillment should be done there. So I should be seeing um, the email there, but it's not showing. So we're gonna go ahead and do a refresh here. Okay, pop-up blocked. Sure, okay. Okay, so okay, let me show this. Let me show this. Okay, well, apparently, there you go. So subject line is missing, hence the reason no subject. But I mean, we have Peter Baker, we have the balance transfer, we have the low interest rate, we have the percentage there, 12 billing cycles, 13%, which is I believe the standard for the low interest rate for the most part. Let's see. Let's see. We have 3% interest rate, 12 billing cycles, which is correct. Um, and APR after promotional period is 13% as well, so that's also correct. So yeah, it looks like everything on that email is correct. I don't know how they associated the values with the one selected. That's my concern. Okay. Um, because it seemed like it was kind of arbitrary how you know got the values to begin with. So I was a little worried on that because it was like, hey, we're only going to show you um, you know um, you know the first name and last name here. I mean, it didn't really seem like it was going to be giving me like the information from like the currently selected account, and that's what kind of worried me because there was obviously a couple records already created for accounts, and I was afraid that that was going to be this wasn't enough information, but apparently it was. So okay. Identify reason for rejection view. As a CSR, I want to identify the reason for rejecting the balance transfer request so that I can communicate the reason for the rejection to the customer. Route the identify reason for rejection assignment to the CSR work queue. So, um, there we go. Um, right. Configure the identify reason for rejection view with a field label reason for rejection. Okay. Okay. So configure the view. Oh wait, hold on. Why do I have a huge space there? What the heck? Um, hmm. Configure the identify reason view with a field labeled. Okay. Reason for rejection. Local pick list for the CSR to note reason for rejection. So local pick list. Local. Drop down list. Mark the pick list as required and display the results in a drop-down list with the following choices. So credit score too low. There's no, you know, um, there's nothing here about, uh, marking it as required as of yet. Like I said, I really wish that they had that in the window, but whatever. We'll move on. Okay, so both of those are done. We hit submit. This is required, and that's it. Okay, so um, okay, submit that and save that. And now well, let's wait till, yeah, okay, it's apparently done. Verify the mission access, or verify the mission exercise. Oh boy, I'm really going late. This is also taking its sweet time too, so I mean that doesn't necessarily help. Okay, so we're all done with that. Awesome. Rejection email. As a customer, I want to receive notification if my transfer request is rejected so that I can understand why the rejection occurred and determine if another offer or transfer amount might be accepted. When the requested transfer is rejected, send an email to the case owner with its subject line, balance transfer rejected. And most likely I'm going to need to have the period at the end there. Um, so first off, I want to come back up here and I'm going to put quotes around the subject line here because I'm thinking that that's probably the reason why um, it wasn't saying it had no subject. So now I'm going to come right back down here and we're going to send to the participant, the owner, the subject, and then we're going to fill in this information here. Pose. There we go. Okay, so count, count, first name. There we go. And then account, last name. Not quite sure why I'm having to do account, but whatever. Um, okay, and then we have the reason for rejection. So that was a new field. So there we go. Everything else looks good. So done. Save. And now everything looks good. So verify mission exercise. Now this might take a while. Maybe. It might be trying to go through everything that we've already done. Or it might just focus on part 9. Nope, just focused on part 9. Okay. So that's it. We are done with everything. So it should show that that particular mission has been completed. Yeah. Okay. Obviously, that took longer than the 2 hours. Apologies on that. It's close to 4 hours. But then again, I was doing a lot of like talking through and studying and stuff like that on it. So obviously, you know, if you want to be doing this out there in the real world, you're gonna have to make sure that you can, knock through everything quickly. Um, so just kind of bear that in mind. When you're going through this, you're gonna want to be able to handle that. You know. Now, I will say, okay, when I was on the last job that I had, didn't even touch anything with the case life cycle at all. Didn't even touch it. Um, so be prepared that, you may never even see, you may never even be required to work on the case life cycle. I don't know. Okay. I've seen, teammates of mine doing a case life cycle. But what I personally did was already well advanced. So what we did here, um, it's like, okay, never dealt with it on the job. You know, never did a case life cycle because it was our kit and the case life cycle that I was working on was already established. So we were just handling everything that was like in the background, just taking in additional information and sending out, you know, our calculations, and that was it. So, but that's it. Okay. I am very late on Warframe. We are going to go ahead and do the low code app builder test tomorrow. Um, to be honest, I don't know how you'll want me to, you know, if you want me to try to split the low code app builder into like separate exercises or something like that, I can try to do that. I can try to edit it down, but it's uh, boy, okay. I'll see what I can do, but let me know. Let me know if you want it in smaller chunks, okay? But I need to switch on over to Warframe, so we are going to go ahead and close on down on this. So apologies for those of you that are like going, "Hey Jim, when's Warframe? When's one?" I get it. I get it. I know. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. Obviously, and if anybody is watching this on YouTube, then please feel free to like, subscribe, bell notifications, all that kind of jazz. That would be greatly helpful. But that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Leave some comments and questions, and I'll try to handle them. So, thank you very much. And stop the recording.